Hi guys, so this is going to be the birthday reading for Jimin from the year of 2025 to the year of 2026 from the 13th of October to the next 13th of October. So yeah, it's going to be the same way that I've done readings for Jungkook and Namjoon. So yeah, I already shuffled. We just need to look at the cards and see what they represent. So we'll get started right away. So first we start where he is now currently in life. Okay, we have here the Nine of Pentacles. I think he's just spending time by himself. He's just doing his own thing. It's funny because I see this woman holding like this pentacles as if it's decoration. Maybe he's doing that. He's spending time in decorating his house just because he wants to. And I think it's also a good time to just spend thinking of life about life. I just feel like he's just introspecting while he's also doing stuff. Could also be that he might throw a party. I don't know. It just reminds me of somebody decorating a house. It could be just because he wants, or could be because he's expecting friends and family or something like that, or like he's tidying up. I don't know. Maybe it's also a metaphor for kind of trying to tie it up within him. I just feel like in general he's just spending time by himself and doing a lot of mundane stuff, maybe to not overthink things also, to organize things, and that will help him in some sort of way relax and distress. That's pretty much what's coming through. You might hear some noise, but that is because the dog that I'm looking after is playing around with some toys. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have here for him. Now let's move on where he will be in a year. Oh yes, that is great. We have the Fool from day to night. Quite interesting. This is great. The prediction is awesome. It says him being more out there, more freeing, less caring of what others think or might do. That's pretty much what's coming through here for him. I really love this. I hope that is the case. Is putting himself out there more. It is kind of getting out of the bird cage that he has put himself in. If we look further, what will be his challenge? All right, the Knight of Pentacles reverse. It is in some sort of way their instability. It has to do also with an anchor. I think he needs to find the anchor within him, some stability. Also, he needs to find some discipline and routine, but I feel like it's not specifically outside of him. It's more internally. He needs to find that. I can tell again. I can give you an example. Let's say that a person has a low self-esteem. Let's say that this person thinks that they're ugly, or there's something about their body or the way they look that they don't like, and they decide that they don't want to feel that way anymore. So you need to make work of it to get rid of that, and that is a discipline that I keep thinking of. Like, you need to have willingness, discipline, motivation to actually change the way you look at yourself, change your mindset, and that's pretty much what's coming through here for him. That's going to be a bit of a challenge in finding that discipline and not kind of going back to old routine or old ways of thinking. That is yeah, that is what I'm getting. Now, if we look further, what will help his goals is a Nine of Swords. This is awesome. So it is normally somebody that is going through a lot of stress. When you're at night overthinking things, you are expecting the worst, you're feeling guilty about something, you are, certain scenarios are continue to play in your head, and you continue to feel bad about it or embarrassed about it, or you just feel guilty about it, doesn't matter, and just other stressful things that you're just self-hating when you're in bed. And that is pretty much what will help him. He will maybe learn how to do that less. I don't think it's going to be from 0 to 100. I also said this in the previous reading. It's not going to be like, oh, I have eureka and all of a sudden things are better. It's not like in the movies. I do see this source being taken off one by one, but it will take its time. It is again a routine of his, maybe, that he tends to do that. So you need to have consistency to be able to work through them, to be able to actually detach those swords from your heart, from your mind. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I do feel like it will help him. Now, if we look forward, or next, We'll check the season, so how his life will be by season. We'll also do for him autumn, which we're already in. So we have for him the star reverse. This is beautiful, and this is him healing, inner healing. And it's funny because right underneath the Nine of Pentacles, I said it's like he's taking time for himself. He's just introspecting while he's just being by himself. I think it's going to do him good, because you see it also here with the star reverse. It's going to be a time where he might be doing that a lot, just spending time by himself, doing things by himself, and that could also give him time to work through things in his mind. And when things get a bit too heavy or get too much, it's like I'm going to shift my brain, or I'm going to just start to focus more into doing something physical, because that could help me take my mind out of certain things. That's pretty much what I have here. Now for his winter, we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. This is a slow progress. This could also be the Fool. The way he will reach the Fool, it will again not be from day to night, or yeah, from day to night. It will not be that way. It will take time. It is a slow progress. It could be moments where he might feel a bit stuck, but then he goes again, but it's still slow. It's going to take some time. That's pretty much what I see here for the month of winter. Whatever he might be working on, both internally or externally, is just going to make him, he's just going to take his time doing so. It's just going to be a slow progress. Again, this could be something physically that he might be working on things, but it's going to just be slow. Or mentally also, I feel like to get to this Fool, he needs to have a certain mindset. He needs to have done a certain healing, and I think it's going to take some time. It's not going to be right away. Now, if we look at his spring, we have the Five of Swords reversed. This is actually a good thing. No, what I'm thinking of is that this hand used to be like this, and because he has swords for nails, that he was piercing through his hand and he was hurting himself. But it's as if he will slowly learn how to, open his hands and no longer do that, no longer hurting himself, but he's going to put it more externally. It's not like when somebody says something, it reminds me of when somebody says something, you're taking it to heart. It's really getting to you. But I'm not saying that once he opens his hand, he's going to return the favor. He's going to return the hate. No, it's more of like he's going to block the hate, because he has his hands open. So when something comes through, they will just get stuck in those swords. It will not hurt him. He can just take those things off. It reminds me of as if somebody throws a tomato at your hand, and in some sort of way it gets stuck in one of those swords, and it's not really doing anything to you. Instead of like you're kind of holding like this, and you're kind of pinching yourself, you're stabbing yourself. I don't know how else I can explain it, but that's pretty much what I have. It's almost like you're blocking things away, and it's going to be a slow process. Again, it's right on the Knight of Pentacles. I'm saying that this is routine, this is discipline within you, that you need to learn how to detach certain things from you that you've always let them attach to you. And again, it reminds me of his really early reading that I said that I remember there was this picture of somebody, and they had all these lines stuck to them, and it's as if other people were trying to put their own negativity on him, and he was in the past just letting it happen. And now it's like, no, you need to let go of that. And that's pretty much what I see. It's like certain things are being thrown at him externally, he's taking it internally, and that is not something that he should be doing. But it was for him a bad habit that he had, and it needs time, it needs discipline to unlearn those things. So that's pretty much what I have here for her. Yeah. Now, if we look further for his summer, this is great. We have the Hangman reverse. This is, as I said, it's the hand that is opening up. This is him untangling himself. Eventually, he will be able to find his way to get out of this dilemma, out of this place that he's being stuck. I think eventually he will. By the end, he will find in some sort of way an eureka. But as I said, just because you find eureka somewhere doesn't mean that, within, once you find it internally within, doesn't mean that immediately you're going to put it out there externally. It also is a progress to kind of build the courage to put it out there, to do something with it once you found your eureka. That's pretty much what I have here for him. Now, if we look further when it comes to different parts of his life, his career and finances, we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is lovely. A lot of money coming in, but also feel like it will be through passion projects, because I just see him nurturing things, and it's things that he cares about and he loves, and that will bring in some prosperity, and it's going to be win-win in that case. I love that for him. Of course, his career, but I also feel like it's other things, other investments that could be very beneficial for him. For his relationships, Six of Wands, this is lovely. This is him becoming more daring, him becoming more confident and having more courage to just show off certain relationships in his life. And it's funny because it's in this row of the Fool. It is you freeing yourself. But I also feel like it's going to be a progress. To get here, I think it's going to be a slow progress. Reminds me of the reading between him and Jungkook, what I said. It's like, I don't know if it was between them, but I remember two people going into the lake. One goes inside, and they're saying to the other person, come, jump into the lake, no problem, like, it's nice, it's, come inside, just jump. And the other person is kind of like coming very slowly, and they feel a bit insecure, like, I don't know, and they're kind of dipping their toes, but they're like, no, maybe not. And that is the vibe. Yeah, that's pretty much the vibe that I'm getting here. It's going to take some time. It's really going to take some time, specifically in this area when it comes to relationships. It will not go from 0 to 100, for sure not in this area. To get to this Fool, it will be a slow progress. To get to the Six of Wands of being proud and loud is what I keep getting here. It's going to take some time. Some trials and errors that he will have to go through, some kind of step forwards and some steps back that he might do. So yeah. If we look further when it comes to his relationships, we have the Magician. Quite interesting. Of course, when it comes to his career, I think he will improve a lot when it comes to his skills. But also I'm getting here specifically entertainmentship, showmanship. And of course it can be again with his career, when he's, doing some interviews, when he is, I don't know, performing. But also I feel like it's just other things that he will be able to understand or know how to handle certain things in the public eye, and in some sort of way hide what he needs to hide, or kind of not evade, but make the viewer look a different direction. It's literally a magician, a magician. They're tricking you, they're having all this showmanship, they're tricking you into believing that certain things are true. And if they don't want you to see certain things, they are kind of again doing their showmanship and entertainmentship to kind of like make you look the other way. That is the whole vibe. I think he will become better and better at this, not only like entertainmentship in general, but also in some sort of way being able to handle certain situations in the public eye by, I don't know, doing it very smoothly and very charming. And this could also have to do with his relationships. He will become better at that, which is good. If we look further when it comes to what he will learn within this year, give me a sec. The cat and dog were a bit annoyed with each other. But what was I? What he will learn. No, this is already what he will learn. I'm sorry. This is what he will learn, and this is what his mental health will be. Oh my god. I'm sorry. So his mental health, this is quite great with the Tower reversed. Finally, Jimin, I hope this comes through really, because it's been a long time. So the Tower reversed. A lot of times when I get a tower, I don't see it as just one tower within you. The tower represents different things in your life. You have multiple towers. It's as if you have a city within you, and you have to learn how to manage that city. And within that city, you have different buildings. Some of them you need to renovate. Some of them are like monuments. Other ones, they've been there, but they need to go a long time ago. Some of are vacant, and why are you keeping them? Like, you need to maintain that city within you. They're kind of in some sort of way. That city within you is you. Whatever you love, wherever you are, all your values, all of this is inside. That is how I see it in some sort of way. And I feel like certain buildings or certain towers within his life, they need to go. They really need to go. They needed to go a long time ago, but he has been holding on to them for way too long. And he needs to completely demolish them and rebuild something that is actually strong, because these buildings, they're just not strong. They just were never meant to stay that long, but he has been doing everything he can to do so. Instead of the dragon that I see that is destroying this tower, I see it more as him protecting the tower from making sure that it's not crumbling. But it's like you're putting energy where you don't need to put energy. You're kind of putting you're giving importance to the things that are not worth they're not worth it. That's pretty much it. And I feel like also this tower represents realities. There are certain realities that you need to get rid of, because they're not realities. They're just, you made up these realities, and they're holding you back. They're holding you back from freeing yourself. You're holding on to things that you don't need to hold on to. Oh my god. And they're making that nine of swords. They're kind of keeping you shackled. Like, you need to get rid of them, really. And I think he will with that for his mental health, for this birthday year. But yeah, as I said, it's not going to be easy. It is so much progress. It is so much work. And also, you wanting to do that, you need to be willing to do that. People can guide you, people can show you the way, people can advise you, but at the end of the day, the one who needs to do the things within him, and the one that needs to walk the path, is you. And it's not going to be easy. Like, I think we all can understand those kind of moments where, like, it's just tough, but you need to go through them, because you will just be your own prisoner otherwise. What can I tell you? But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I have here two animals surrounding me. Give me a sec. All right. If we look forward, let's see the overall theme for his year. Of course, we have the Temperance reversed. This is inner stability, inner balance, but also what I keep thinking of is patience. He needs to be more patient with himself. He also needs to be more forgiving of himself. Yeah, that's pretty much what I see here for him. Now let's look forward with what he is becoming. The Four of Wands. This is lovely. This is stability. This is becoming his own anchor in some sort of way, or in certain areas of his life. It's that Knight of Pentacles reverse where things are unstable. There is like, you need to anchor yourself. You need to find the ground. And I feel like eventually he will. But that is why he will become more stable, less wibbly wobbly, because he has moments where he's wibbly wobbly a lot, like instability. Maybe with this Four of Wands, it's telling me that it will not be as much inconsistency, of his scale going up and down. Give me a sec. So yeah, that's pretty much what I see here. It's also lovely because for me, this row is the relationship row. You have the Fool, you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Four of Wands. This reminds me also of, it's that like he will eventually feel more daring and more proud and more confident, and have more courage to, in some sort of way, show off certain relationships in his life. It's going to be a progress, I said, with the Eight of Pentacles, but also feel like certain relationships that he will do so, the way that he builds confidence is because those relationships are worth going for. They are also very reliable. You know that it's stable. It has a great foundation, so we can withhold this. Whatever adversity might come through, we can withhold. Just, we can put it out there, and it's still going to stand there. It's not like this tower that's going to crumble down. No, this is something solid. That is what I want to say too. Now, if we look further, what he will be releasing, it is the Ace of Swords, of course. These are realities that I was talking about. Jimin might have certain truths that he thinks like they're absolute. There's no way that it could be different, because in his mind those things are just a matter of fact, but they're not true. They're subjective truth. He has made certain fears about himself or about his life, about his future, into realities that are not true. It's just not true, and he needs to let go of them. It's like a shifting of his reality. That's what he needs to do, is shifting of what he thought as what was matter of fact or what was the truth is actually not the truth. We're just you making yourself believe that way, and it's going to be a progress of letting go of that. It is again discipline where you need to unlearn the things that you've learned because they're actually bad habits. That's pretty much what I have here. Let me move the camera a little bit. So yeah, now let's see what his blessing will be. The Three of Pentacles. This is him just putting in the work. This is him building and building and making sure he has growth and he heals. As I'm saying, that's not going to be always a good day. It's not always going to be as motivating as the other, and he will not have as much like every day the same progress forward. No, but I do see him working for it, and also see a lot of support. It's not only him; you have other people supporting you in different areas to kind of get where he needs to be. Where he needs to be. And it's funny because it's inside of a building. It is reconstructing new buildings instead of the ones that needed to go, but you're taking your time to really work on the foundations. You're kind of on the level or on the ground level, and you're also making it beautiful from not only from the outside, so it looks beautiful from the outside. You also need to make it beautiful from the inside. It's not only superficial, you need to work inside too. That's pretty much what I have, and it's actually a lovely, lovely reading for him. I do hope that we go some steps forwards with Jimin. So yeah, now let's see the bottom of the deck. Okay, so we have here the moon, the justice reversed, and the the king of pentacles reversed. So we have the queen and the king. The moon, typical card for him. It's interesting. Reminds me of waking up from a nightmare and feeling peace that is not real. That is the immediate image that I have for this card. It is also going into the unknown, into the unknown. Just you don't know what's going to happen, and that is fine. We cannot do that. We cannot really predict the future, no matter, even with the tarot. It can guide you to the future. It can give you some directions, but it's not really, you should not rely on those things. And it's a bit like that, like you cannot control everything. It's okay. You need to go into the no into the unknown, and you go as you learn, or you learn as you go, is what I want to say. So yeah, I don't know, it's kind of like that. I'm sorry, my dog is a bit crazy. He's playing with everything. So yeah, if we look further, we have here the justice reversed. It reminds me a little bit of this temperance reversed. It is with finding stability within is what I want to say. Also becoming less wibbly wobbly, more decisive too is what I want to say. I feel like he has a lot of those moments where he's like just confused. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, this has this, but this other thing has that. What should I do? I don't want to make the wrong choice. And because of that, you're kind of like stuck. Because you don't want to make the wrong choice, you don't want to make any choices. Or due to your instability, you're making the wrong choices. You're not really seeing everything as it is. And I feel like it's that. It's I keep getting this like the guy is unstable, sorry, and he needs to find his anchor within. He needs to find his level ground or something like that. That's what keeps coming through. Is he just needs to go back to basics. The foundation needs to be stronger. That's pretty much what I get here, and I do feel like he will in certain areas. I'm not saying that he's overall like that. It's just that in certain areas he needs to do that, or when it comes to certain situations he becomes very unstable. So yeah, it is a work in progress. It is relearning a lot of things, a lot of bad habits, and it's difficult. And like I think we can all understand. And it's not like he will fix all his bad habits, or he will fix, he will. I don't know. It's like he will not become a superhuman. Nobody can be, but we can work through things that really are bothering our life, that are really holding our life back. And I feel like those are one of the things, because there is this kind of like shackle that he's put on himself, and he needs to let go of that because it's too much. No, he needs to let go of that. So yeah, that's pretty much what I see here. And at the last card, we have the King of Pentacles reverse. This just feels like taking care of oneself, being patient with oneself. It reminds me again of that vibe that I was getting with the Temperance reverse. It's like be fair with yourself, almost like be the good and the bad cop with yourself. Like if you know that you, let's say, like I'm giving you a silly example, like if you want to diet and you're kind of cheating too much, you're like, no, you really know what, because of that I need to diet more for whatever, I don't know, for this amount of time. But if you're doing very well, you're like, oh, I actually deserve to have a cheat day or an extra cheat day. I don't know how it works, but it can also be anything else. Like, I don't know, it can be really anything. Like you want to work out more, but you've been skipping too much of your work session. So you're saying, like, yeah, I'm not really deserving of eating some ice cream because I've been cheating too much. Or when you write the opposite, when you've been doing that a lot, like when you've been really consistent, you're really putting in the work, you're just like, you know what? Now I really do deserve a pint of ice cream or something like that. I don't know how else I can explain. I can give you some really weird and mundane examples, but that is what it reminds me of the King of Pentacles. Like you're kind of encouraging yourself, but also in some sort of way limiting yourself when it's necessary. That's pretty much what I have with taking care of yourself. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have much more to add on. It's already, oh my god, there almost a half an hour. But I will pull some oracle cards for him and see what we get. Which deck should I use is my question. I will use these two decks. Give me a sec. We already have something here, what did I say? Ooh, and two more here. All right. So status quo reminds me of the Six of Wands. Lovely. With his relationships, I think he will put it out there more. Maybe also, it can be anything. It can be romantic wise, though I do feel like it has a lot to do with his romantic life, but also could be with friends. You know, maybe making new celebrity friends too. That's also possible. And it's just it's taking a lot of the spotlights. What I keep getting here, the courage, it's right next to that status quo. It is a lot of things that he fears that he will go into. It reminds me again, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You will go into the woods. It's looking scary, it's looking dark, but you will get out of it. And going into the unknown, as I said, you know, you don't know what's out there, but you have to go through it. You think like the things that you have, you might lose it, so why risk it? No, it's take a risk. You cannot just, that is not the way you protect things, you know, by kind of closing up and shutting everything down, you're not really protecting things. I know you're scared of losing things that are really important to you, but that is not the way. I think the universe is pushing you to go out there, and you will find so much abundance. You will, in so many ways, and much more happiness. So yeah. Then you have here with Spirit as a Masters. This reminds me again of expansion and also discovery more of yourself, the things that you're able to do, the things about yourself within you, more believing yourself too. Then you have a creative endeavor, reminds me a bit of the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like there could be certain things that he has as passion projects and he will put in money into that and he will really go for it. And I really love that for him. Also probably his career, but I just getting passion projects. I don't know in what way. Could be specifically his career, but could also be different creative ways. I cannot give you an example because nothing is really coming through for me in that sense. But yeah, let's see what we have more. We have something here. Yeah, let's do two more. Two archangels. We have Raziel, Inspiration, Mysteries, Akashic Records. It's interesting because you go within you discover new things about yourself. That's lovely. It's discovery. It is that eureka that eventually you will have. Then you have hobbies, sports, favorite pastimes. I would say it's not only within him but also externally. It is those passion projects that's coming through here for me. Here with Archangel Michael, it's strength, courage, letting go. I say courage is coming through, strength, bravery. risk taking. I'm going to do it. I believe in myself. I believe in this thing or in this relationship, whatever. um Also letting go, it's those shackles, it's getting rid of certain things in your life that you keep holding on to. It reminds me again of the reading between him and Jin. He's holding on to cups that have something inside, a liquid inside that's long past its due. It's like you have a box of milk, like milk in your fridge that's long expired. Why do you keep putting it back, or why do you keep drinking from it? It's disgusting. Don't do that. Not literally, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have here. And then you have your personal power, strength, determination. What I keep saying, strength, courage, determination, like let's motivation, like discipline. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to reprogram my brain in the sense of like the way that I saw things, the way that I really believe things about myself or about my future, about my life. It's not true. It's like I'm realizing that it's not true. Reminds me of somebody that is in their house that never, like a paranoid person that never goes outside of the house, and they put like all this paper on the windows so that nobody can see inside. And you think, like, oh my God, the outside world is going to, it's going to hell, and cannot get inside, and they cannot see inside, and you're being paranoid about whatever. And then, like, I don't know, in some sort of way, light, like the paper falls off, or there are some holes in the paper and light shines through, and you actually see better what's outside, and it's not as scary. It is not as you thought it would be. I don't know, that is the vibe that keeps coming through. um yeah, it's time to go outside and play, Jimin. It's really time to go outside. All these two cards are all outside. um yeah, time to step forward, to go on new adventures. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have much more to add on. Hope that you enjoyed this reading, and until the next time, bye bye.